Disclaimer. This video, like all videos featured on this channel, is definitely intended for mature audiences. This video is likely to contain profane language. Content is inappropriate for minors. Video is not for kids.
Welcome to the Dr. Greenthumb Show. Lord of mercy.
So many helps is needed up in here. There we go. Hello. Yes. It's the Dr. Greenthumb Show live. YouTube, Twitch, Discord, and the home site, www.breal.tv. Welcome to it. Back at the table once again, my good friend, Aries Spears up in here.
Yo, I think y'all did me a serious favor, man, because I thought we was doing the
smoke box.
Yeah, but I'm like, oh, no smoke box today, so fuck it. I mean, I know I'm still catch it, but yeah, that
this was easier.
Okay.
This was easy.
I don't know if you saw my post, man. I was like, I don't know how a dude could smoke weed so intensely and still maintain his focus and his ability to speak like he only smoking cigarettes. I said, you might have to step your game up because your body is numb to the weed and start calling that shit the coke box.
Yeah, you numbed up.
yeah.
Let's
step up the drugs, nigga.
I am. I'm definitely, I wasn't made here, though. You know what I'm saying? Out of this world. We got the iconic one, Eric Big Drum Bobo.
Eat, motherfucker. Oh, it's all
Oh, come on, man. We got the Treehouse Crew, Bolton, Blapo, Bra, and the Dominator.
We're doing good, B. How's everyone today at the table?
We good so far.
He took more than one microdose.
He took like 3 microdoses.
Who did? Leave
Bobo.
me alone.
We got the Concentrate King Cali Blaze up in here.
What up, everybody?
Serving under that good light today. You got some good lighting, all right. And we got my man, E-Zone, up in here.
He finally got centered in the right light.
Yeah.
What up, everybody?
Word up.
That's a fly hat.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hey, look, I'll tell you what. We took an L yesterday, right? LAFC. We took an L. It was hard to take this L against the other guys. But I got to say, it was one hell of a game. The Rose Bowl, broke a record last night. 82,000 people in attendance. A whole lot of black and gold, too.
You was sold out. You couldn't get tickets.
Yeah, you could get tickets.
So how did it look? I mean, as far as like the
so this is the black and gold side, because I wasn't going to show the other guys.
That's wild, man.
No, but that's just like one portion of it.
Look at that. Dang.
See, I didn't show the other side, but all that and that.
around that curve.
What is that, soccer?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
So it's like half. It was like half the stadium then.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'll tell you what. It was a good percentage of both. Like, I think there was more black and gold there, but there was a pretty good amount of the other guys.
Did they play there because this is like a postseason or like a playoff type of thing?
That used to be their old home.
Yeah, that was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was.
Galaxy's old home.
Before they started playing over there in Carson, they played there at the Rose Bowl. So this was a home game for them, and it was supposed to be at the Rose Bowl in the first place because you put Galaxy and LAFC fans, it can fill the Rose Bowl, which is what happened last night. We're LAFC fans, Aries, because, it's truly a Los Angeles team where the other guys are up in Carson.
I'm just like, I know that, and I think I saw this stat. My man, comedian Bill Burr was saying that during the soccer's highest moments, like 8 billion people
Yeah.
worldwide watch soccer, whereas Super Bowl 150 million.
Right.
I'm wondering just why is soccer not as popular here as it is in the rest of the world?
It started over here a little bit later. It's been in Europe before our parents were born like that. You know, it's been around for a long time. Our sports here that were, I guess, created here were the more popular ones. But yeah, globally.
Like I know that football is what they really call it.
Yeah.
But we don't ever look at their football as our football.
Yeah.
In America's so dominant and cocky. We go, our shit is the shit, even though y'all really the real shit.
I think
Right.
they canceled them out.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was. They canceled them out.
Yeah.
But weren't the other two sports invented here though? Like basketball and
Yeah.
football?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And soccer was European.
Yeah.
So
But I'll tell you what, though, right now, because of the soccer mom culture, the single moms that would take their kids to, soccer practice and all that, all these kids grew up. And now that's what you see, like those guys that have, and women that have become grown men and women, and they got kids. They got their kids into MLS football, which is, what we try to call it, right? And now you see these stadiums filled, like the Galaxy Stadium. They have their core fans. They keep it filled.
But to be fair, be real, like it's not hard to fill up that stadium.
Yeah, but let me make the point before you step on toes here. Before, you weren't filling not even that stadium, especially not the Rose Bowl. It holds 80,000. So imagine how slim it looked when they played their first games there. It was probably like fans, patches of fans here and there. You could not fill it because guess what? It was not a popular sport yet at that time. Now come back, LAFC fans where our team plays at BMO. What does that hold? E-zone.
I don't know.
I think it's like 19.
Yeah,
20,000.
about 20,000.
Yeah, in between 16 and 19,000, always full. Not always, because some games aren't as important as others, I guess. But when it's an important game, these stadiums are full, and it's not just here in Los Angeles. It's in the other places where, MLS is they got teams and they play. Yeah, like any other markets, like you got your primary markets and secondary and third and all that stuff. And the primary markets, they always have the biggest amount of fans. But you've seen it grow from, maybe half the stadium full to now, a lot of stadiums are full all the way through because people that have moved here from Europe and, South America and Central America and whatever, they all love this sport. Now they all have teams that they can get behind here and go to these
Are you guys
games.
all hardcore soccer fans?
I appreciated it as a kid, but I wasn't hardcore. I was more into the American sports, football and basketball, right?
Right.
Not so much
The only
base-
shit that counts, really.
well, to us at that time.
Yeah.
But as I got older, I learned to appreciate, their version of football a little bit more. And then when we got a team that called themselves LAFC, that actually played in LA, I was like, I got to get behind that. And I started appreciating and learning more about the sport then. And now, like we get down with them, man. Bobo and I were playing drums with their drum line all, most of last season. But it's growing and it's continuing to grow. And then you see why it's global. Because it's like now, before you used to, when you were growing up, you knew kids that played football and basketball at the most, right? Baseball here and there. Now, there's kids playing, a lot of kids playing soccer or football.
Well, the funny thing is, Timmy Howard, the goalie,
Yeah.
I actually went to school with him and his brother Chris. We went to junior high and high school together. I forget what team he played for. The American team. There's only one, but
Right.
that was kind of like my little bit of intro into soccer. But I just can't follow it, man.
Yeah, you don't like it. You don't like the flow.
I
or-
just
or you don't understand
to
what
watch
it
a game that lasts 8 hours that ends in 0-0.
It's not really like that anymore, though. Some games, yeah. I think,
Yeah.
for me, it was the same. Like, I couldn't watch it on TV at first. It was like hockey, right? When I first started getting down, trying to watch it on TV, it wasn't doing anything for me. It wasn't until someone invited me to a game and I saw the live action in it there.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I think when it's new to you, you get lost in it with TV. But when you see it up close, it's a different game. And that's what got me going to see the actual games, like baseball. When I was a kid, you know, all my family members, they loved baseball, and I kind of liked it, but I didn't love it like they did. And I was like, what's the big goddamn deal? And then I went to a game and realized why it was such a big deal.
Wow.
And I started appreciating it more. Now, I wasn't a baseball fanatic. Like, I could watch basketball all day, you know? Doesn't matter if it's the Lakers. I'm a Lakers fan, but I can appreciate other teams in their games and whatnot. I couldn't do that with the other sports as much, like baseball. There was no way. It just didn't connect with me like that until I went and saw a game, and I was like, okay, I'll watch the Dodgers a little bit more. I'm not going to watch all these other goddamn teams, but, you know. It's
like hockey. I appreciate hockey. You know, they balling. And
there's always a good scrap in hockey.
Always,
too.
always. And they let them scrap. One of
But
them
outside of the scraps, I don't know that I could get into hockey.
Not even that, huh?
I can get into the scrapping, but after that, I mean, you know.
Have you been to a hockey game?
Never.
Oh, see, if you go and you sit close to the ice and you see all the action and how physical it is and just the, you know, how hard it is to score the damn puck.
Yeah, I might go to a hockey game just strictly to be looking for white women.
That too. There's a lot of white girls there.
Exactly.
I mean, no shortage.
Ain't gonna be no where Waldo's at.
You can find some ice bunnies up in there, man.
I like that, ice bunnies.
There you go. Well, they ain't snow bunnies. They're on ice.
That's all right.
The Kings used to have this thing where they had these, you know, hot chicks, you know, in certain outfits, and they would like go and scrape the ice, you know, like in between the quarters and stuff like that. There'd be teams of them shoveling the ice to make it smooth for the next quarter or whatever period or whatever. And man, everybody's eyes was on the ice at that point. Excellent. Right? Because they had some good looking. See, these are just a few of them, but they had them in like. This was like the tame version of it.
So this like replaces like let's say how the cheerleaders, like the Laker girls.
Yeah,
for example.
Kinda.
This is like their version.
But they don't get to do no show. They're just shoveling ice, baby. You know what I'm saying? Just from one goal to another. There they go. And then they did this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they need to do less and less of wardrobe and more of that.
The Kings went away from this though. Now they got a bunch of dudes just scraping the ice. It's like, come on, man. I think it is because they want people to go buy drinks.
Right.
Nobody's
not
gonna
be staring at the girls.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
They too distracted from buying at the merch and the vending because the chicks are hot and they want to stick around.
But they were gonna buy the drinks anyways.
Probably.
You know, if you drink at a sports game, you're gonna buy the drink anyways.
You're gonna eventually go buy the drink.
I might buy
the one thing they don't want though, E-Zone, and no team wants this, no franchise wants this, is that when the game starts, the stands have no people in them because it's bad perception. You know what I mean? They when the game starts, they want everybody in seats.
Otherwise, it'd be the WNBA.
Yeah. Like that, you know. They don't want to ever show empty seats.
That's why a lot of these stadiums, they got service now. They come right to your seats and they serve you at your seat. A lot of them got them. I don't know about out here, like Yankee Stadium. They bring you a menu.
Well, if you're sitting in certain seats, they come do that.
True that.
Yeah.
Like other seats, you're assed out. You got to walk your ass all the way up.
No.
What'd you say, Bobo?
I said they're not up there in the nosebleed doing that.
Hell no. Which they should, because
Yeah,
those are the
people in
most.
their seat.
Well, yeah, because those are the most passionate fans.
And they're drinking the most. Yep.
They got to pay a lot to be up in the nosebleeds anyway. It's not like it's a cheap ticket. It's the cheapest ticket, but it's not a cheap ticket.
True.
Depends what game. Some of those are cheap.
What, for Lakers?
Oh, Lakers is always expensive.
Well, yeah, I was thinking in terms of Lakers, but yeah, you know, if different sports, it's obviously different. Because the nosebleeds for a baseball game is really nosebleeds. Like,
what's the cheapest ticket for a Laker ticket?
Oh, probably like 200.
200. That's a nosebleed.
Like $300.
$300
for a nosebleed.
Yeah.
Just to get in the stadium.
Damn.
Yeah, because it always goes up. It always goes up. It never comes down. You know, if you're a season ticket holder Every year it goes up just a little bit more, especially when they get
So really, poor people can't go to games.
Not Laker games.
not well. Yeah, unless you get gifted the tickets,
Damn.
you know,
You can go to a
or you've
Clipper
been
game.
saving up. You got to save up,
Or just root for the Clippers.
Or
You
choose a
could-
different
or
team.
just root for the Clippers. Hell
Just
no.
watch that on NBA TV or something like
Imagine saving up, and that's the game you go to that LeBron sits out.
And see, that's
Fucked up.
and that's the problem, and that's
Right.
the problem with this load management stuff that they got going on in the game right now, where the player isn't injured, but they're gonna rest them.
See, and this is why I go that, for the younger generation that goes, today's athletes are bigger, stronger, faster. That is the most overhyped, overused shit I've ever heard. My era, they didn't do rest management.
No,
They played all 82 games.
played all the
Yeah.
They
games.
didn't form the Avengers.
Injured
You know
too.
what
Injured too.
Injured too.
That's right.
Come on, B.
Yeah,
Cortisone.
no.
Bigger,
shots and
stronger,
back in.
faster. Man, miss me with that bullshit.
Yeah, you know what it is.
Today's athletes are built like these cars with the fiberglass. 92, 80s era was straight metal and steel.
Hey, you know what's crazy is that they do have better training methods, better supplements, better ways to take care of yourself, build your body up, and be stronger. Yet
There's more injuries.
there's more injuries, and these guys not like the stars in any of these on any of these teams. Rarely do they play all 82 games.
Dude, come on, man.
You're lucky if you find one superstar player that has played all 82 games.
When our era won championships, man, we took champagne skeet to the face.
That's right.
These niggas wear goggles now. I'm saying burn, baby, burn.
It burns. Well, I guess new methods to party, so you can keep your eyes open and
Man, come on, man. Toughness, baby.
That's right.
Toughness.
Be a man.
Durability.
Be a man.
got to be tough. Hey, no, but you're right though, man. It's a lot softer now. I mean, hey, look, they're all in great shape and a lot stronger and faster. So yeah, injuries could happen, but yeah, like in the basketball we used to watch with Magic and Kareem and all that, and then even with Kobe and Shaq, they were busted up.
Yeah.
Shaq was playing with a broken toe most of the time, trying to get those rings. And
Impressive.
they didn't care. They were like, nah, I don't want to sit on a bench. I need to go put it down.
Kobe, when he tore his Achilles, still shot the 2 free throws?
Yeah,
Come on, man.
that's hard.
They carried LeBron out with cramps.
Word up. You ain't lying.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, man. Let's call it what it is, man.
yeah. I think I think teams are too worried about their investments these days because these guys are an investment.
Huge.
But they've always been an investment.
True that, but they're bigger investments than they used to be.
Yeah.
You know what I
Everything
mean?
always gets bigger too. Everything goes up.
I mean, who was the homie at Charlotte? One of the Ball brothers. What's the homie that
Is it
plays this?
Lonzo?
No. He ain't getting this kind of money. His younger brother. He got
Right.
$260 million over the course of I
Yeah,
think it was
but a lot of
5
these
years.
dudes just getting overpaid now too. I just saw what he signed.
But that's what I'm saying. You're
You
getting
invested
paid
a
that.
quarter bill.
Yeah, you're
come
investing
on, man.
that kind of money for. So if he gets a scratch, they're pulling his ass out the game.
But don't you think some of these dudes are getting paid that shouldn't be getting paid that kind
Yes.
of money? They just re-signed Austin Reeves for $100 million.
Yeah.
He's a $100 million player.
$100 million.
$100 million. He's a $100 million player.
Damn.
The fuck out of here.
I mean, he got game, but 100.
Not
million-
100 mil.
Nah.
No, yeah, I don't disagree. I don't I don't disagree, baby.
If he was a hooker, man, that pussy ain't worth that.
He's getting that Taylor Swift money, man.
Yeah.
Come on, B.
Damn.
Crazy.
I guess they, like he put in some game this year where they didn't expect it because they, like beyond LeBron and Anthony Davis, no one was really stepping up, but he did. Even more so sometimes than Anthony Davis did. Like Anthony Davis, everybody questions whether he could play a full season ever.
So it's worth $100 million, you say?
I don't know if it's worth $100 million. No,
No way.
I'm just saying.
And sometimes these dudes get paid off of the moment, the hype of the moment.
Yep.
Being a prisoner of the moment. And I remember Michael Jordan once said, we used to get paid based off what we did.
Right.
These guys today get paid off the potential of what they can do.
Right.
right out the gate without having proved anything.
That's a big statement because it's real.
Yeah.
It's real. They like dudes ain't even proved anything yet, and they get these crazy ass, outrageous
Or hype.
signing advances, you know, or contracts, I should say. And like, what's his name? Portland. This happened to Portland twice, right? Portland Trailblazers. This happened twice. One with I believe his name was Sam Bowie. They took him over Michael Jordan.
Right.
He was the #1 draft pick, and he was a bust. And they put a lot of money into this dude.
Yep.
And then the other guy was Greg Oden.
Oof.
Remember that?
Nice dude, but he, you know.
Yeah, one leg was shorter than the other significantly, and they did not tell people he had a knee or something, ACL problems. He had many problems. I don't think he played maybe but one full season.
He was Sam Jackson and Unbreakable.
Yes.
I mean, he was glass.
He was totally glass.
That's a real
Mr.
thing.
Glass.
That your one leg could be shorter than the other one.
Yeah, that's a real thing.
Yeah.
Like there's people out there walking around like that.
Absolutely.
Like podiatrists will make orthotics for people like those so that they
Also, they
could
level
walk
them out.
Yeah, so that they could correct them.
I was wondering. I was like, how come you ain't never seen nobody walking around like that?
No, you do. You
One
just-
leg, like,
Yeah.
like a limp or some shit.
Yeah,
but it's slight. It's not always like significant, like that you could see it. It's like sometimes it's the slightest bit off. But there's others where like it's definitely, and he was one of those guys.
Damn.
Apparently,
He was a beast in college, though.
yeah, he was.
That's college. That
I
ain't
know,
the pros.
but
Yeah,
that's part.
exactly.
He was part of the hype
Yep.
coming into the league.
You got to play with men now.
That's right.
You know what I mean? You're going, from playing with young men to men who've been in the league, who
Right.
like they're in their strength at that point. They're not building up; they're already there, and you got to like come up to that. And there's only the special players live up to that, really. Like come out and play amongst the men and like get respect and like develop game. I mean, we've seen them. We've seen them throughout time. There are those guys, but man,
Yo, is it me or is it that in the NBA now everybody's trying to make a three? You don't see any muscle and tussle in the middle.
well, they want higher
Everybody-
scores.
Not only that, the big men aren't pure big men like they used to be.
No,
How many dudes play with their back to the basket, play in the post? You got guys like Jokic and Embiid, who I think are legitimate big men, but they also hoist up threes.
yeah,
I think sometimes we see them do that more than play with their backs to the basket.
yeah. It's rare. It's like maybe three centers in the league that maybe do that still, maybe.
Yeah.
And it's like, how do you eliminate that from the game? That's how a lot of these dudes got their money.
Right.
Like when you think about Shaq, Kareem, and Hakeem, and guys like that were back to the basket centers. I mean, those were some of the most dominant dudes. You could not stop them. And when they were on a run, people had to come double team them, which left it open for the guys on the threes.
Mm.
You know what I mean? It's like,
Like Shaq would say,
yeah.
"You come double team me, I'm gonna pass it pretty Ricky.
So,
I'm gonna beat y'all, man. All my guys, my shooters, ain't gonna make shots. Man, defense, double team me, that's barbecue chicken. But I kick out, they gonna make them threes."
Oh man,
that was great.
Too good.
I tried to smoothly put that in there where it fit.
That was great.
Perfect.
That was great transition timing right there, baby.
perfect application.
That's what he does.
That's what he do.
Hey, B, I got to go back and retract that. Austin Reeves, he actually just signed a 4-year contract for $56 million.
Oh, okay.
That's too much.
It's still too much.
That's too much.
It's only
What would you have given him?
25, 30.
That's not bad.
That's appropriate
That's
for him.
yeah.
I feel like them shoes fit.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I don't think you're wrong at
For
this.
4 years, you think that's enough?
Yeah, I think that's enough.
Or you would have again?
I don't see him as a difference maker.
I'll tell you what, though.
50 million and above, that's difference maker money.
I think he's a spark, though, because, like, I tell you, when, like, Anthony Davis was not putting the game down, because there was a couple games. I mean, you
Right.
see him. He was inconsistent through the whole season, right? Like, some games he's superhero. Some games he's super zero.
Right.
And in those games, Austin Reeves, and even in the ones that he was playing well, Austin Reeves stepped up and he always had good games. But you're right. I mean, 50 and 100 mil, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, I just don't. Yeah.
That's superstar money.
And that's not the first time the Lakers have done that. I forget who the center was
Oh.
for Cleveland who came to L.A.
Yeah.
And they overpaid him.
Yeah.
I wish I could remember what his name was.
They overpay a lot of people.
Yeah. Again, I think it's just prisoner of the moment.
Yeah.
We don't want to miss out and have somebody else pick this dude up.
Yeah.
And he just did what he did. But it's like, come on, man.
That's how they're able to get like those contracts where the longevity, like kind of like them good contracts like Allen Iverson got,
Right.
still getting paid by Reebok. Like they're just putting like any design on his shoe
Right.
because he has like some contract pattern, and like I think after a certain amount of years,
Yeah.
he gets like literally he's getting paid off for every like shoe design. Like so, they build it like it's go back to building off the hype, you know?
Yeah.
Because they didn't see him like not being like one of the greatest. It was just like, oh, he's worth that much at that time, and he had his own shoe. It's not a Jordan. It became like, you know, it's still in like the shoe community. Some people still go out after them, but still, it's like he's still getting paid off that. I'm like, is it really worth it for Reebok to be tossing in meals after meals?
Reebok is still around?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm wearing Reeboks right now. Yeah, like they got their whole thing. Like they got all their old shoes. Like they had like with contracts with basketball players, but now they're just like redesigning them with like different, I guess, collaborations. So you got like pop culture collaborations. You got like some Jurassic Park Shaq shoes, and you just like, or like Allen Iverson's. And you just like, it's a different concept. It's like more artsy now.
Yeah. Let me. I have to ask because I'm here in L.A. and all of y'all from L.A., right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I gotta ask.
New York.
Okay. Let me just go. Kobe or LeBron?
Kobe.
Kobe or LeBron? I mean Kobe. I'm sorry. LeBron or Jordan?
Jordan.
Jordan all day.
Jordan.
Oh yes. Okay.
Jordan.
I'm amongst family.
Yeah. I mean, hey, look, LeBron is the GOAT for his generation.
Right.
When you think about some of the things that he's done, but when you think about the overall, like the most rings on someone's hand
Right.
as the star player, not the role player.
Right.
Well, that's Kareem, that's Michael Jordan, that's Magic Johnson, that's Kobe,
Right.
and those guys.
Well, it's almost like too. You got to be careful when you say that because the first thing somebody will say in terms of that argument, Bill Russell. Well, if it's about rings, Bill Russell got 11.
Well,
and if it's about rings, Robert Horry got 7. And I always tell people, listen, man, I can't believe y'all haven't figured this out. There's a difference between being the reason you win and winning for a reason.
Right.
Robert Horry, right place, right time. Jordan, Magic, Kobe, Shaq, Hakeem, they were the reason
Right.
their teams won.
Absolutely.
So there's a big difference in that.
And when you put up Bill Russell's rings against everybody's, is that the first half of his career, they played before certain rules were in place.
Like no niggas. They played in an era where they said no niggas. He was one black man with Wilt Chamberlain and maybe some other nigga we gotta look in the dictionary for.
But
Larry Bird said it best when he said basketball is a black man's game. The best players are black. He said I would get upset when the opposing coach put a white guy on me.
Yeah.
It was an insult to my game. So if the best players aren't allowed to play, already there's an asterisk
Right.
near your stat.
Absolutely.
Not to mention they played less games. They didn't have as many teams. And come on, man, Russell was a man amongst a bunch of Gary Colemans, nigga.
pre-modern era, he's like the GOAT.
Come on, B.
Pre-modern era.
Yes.
It's your boy right there.
That's what I say.
Yeah.
That's why I agree with you 1,000% on that.
I'm not taking anything away from Russell, but he played at a time where it just wasn't, the stew wasn't
the
ready
same,
yet.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah, that's the shit I be saying.
And people also go, well, if it's about rings and stats, well, it's Kareem. Let me explain something. It's a lot of ingredients that make up GOAT gumbo.
True
And
that.
a lot of these players that they named, they had some of the ingredients. Michael encompassed it all.
He had it all. Yeah.
Popularity, stats, rings, changing the game, impact. Come on, man.
Yeah.
And if you knew anything about Kareem was very aloof when it came to the media. He could have very easily been the face of the league, but he didn't like talking to the media.
He didn't want to be.
Right. He didn't want to be. And you gotta elevate the game
Right.
to a global level like Michael did and be camera friendly.
Yeah.
So Michael encompassed it all. That's why he's the GOAT.
That is the reality of it.
Do you?
I mean, yeah. He made other people want to play, whereas other people respected Kareem. They respect the shit out of him.
Absolutely.
You know, he's your player's favorite player type of thing. You know what I mean? Like came up with his own shot that no one still to this day could block.
Or no one is even attempting to do.
Right. And no one can do as best as he. 6 rings.
Co-piloted an airplane.
Yeah, I mean, like he wasn't a marketable person. He didn't want to be the face of basketball. Where, like you said, Michael snapped into being that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
Do you feel
over that. I mean, LeBron is that right now. He just don't have the rings to match it.
It feels fake though. Like when you compare it to like, I mean, I would say like Jordan, like. Looking at his personality wise, like you know how you like people fuck with him because a certain persona. Right. You fuck with his personality now. Like I've gotten your input on it, and you're like, yo, he don't fuck with rappers. Like you were in Space Jam, and he's purposely showed up on the days that you guys weren't there because he didn't want to fuck with no rappers. And I'm like, but you're selling a shoe to motherfuckers that listen to predominantly rap music.
But see,
I think that's kind of like
a lot of people do that though.
But he ain't like that now though, right? Because I've seen him take pictures.
I don't think I think he's got a new perspective on things. But back in that time, he didn't fuck with rap music. He liked R&B.
Yeah,
Anita Baker and shit.
He
like
seemed
this,
like a
you know what I'm saying?
You look at the,
but he's kind of old school too, though.
Yeah. Look, think about it like this, right? His era of basketball players, they weren't up on hip hop yet. It's the era right after his, like
Kobe.
Yes, the guys coming up after him, they're more about maybe some rap music, hip hop music, but his era, they were still into the R&B shit.
You could tell Jordan was old school. You said where that nigga wore his jeans?
Yeah.
His belt be at his nipples.
Yeah.
them high waters.
He's coming out. He's still part of that generation.
Yeah.
So yeah, R&B.
Yeah. I mean, but no one held it against him. Anybody who was a basketball fan, they appreciated him. If you were from another team and he broke your heart every year, you hated him, but you appreciated him. You know what I mean? He's just one of those guys.
I wonder if he's still like that because
I mean, he killed our Lakers. Our Lakers passed the torch of being the dominant team in that time to the Bulls.
Well, I mean, I think Magic said it best when he was like, him and Bird, they owned the 80s.
They owned it.
That was their decade.
For sure.
And then Mike took the 90s.
Yeah, Mike took the 90s
90s
by storm.
Yeah, and
it didn't come easy, and it wasn't fast. Like it took them like 5 or 6 seasons before they started winning with Phil Jackson over there.
Right. From 87 to 91.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did do some iconic shit though. He did have an upper hand against other people.
Bro,
like he had a shoe.
Yeah.
That was a game changer. I mean, it probably wasn't as valuable as it is sought out now, but
the fact that the man hasn't played professionally in over 20 years and still has the #1 selling shoe.
Yeah,
that's just pop culture. You know what I'm saying? He's got a lock on pop culture, man.
True that.
You know what I'm saying? His on the night that LeBron beat Kareem's scoring record, his sons had on Jordan shoes.
Yeah.
You got to make an exception, kids.
They didn't have LeBron's.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'd have been mad if my son's like, look, any other time, but tonight is my night. You change your footwear.
Yeah.
It's my night.
Represent. Come on.
Right.
I hear that.
Oh, man.
You think about the difference, though, like you're talking about. Look, Jordan played with a fever and won a championship.
Yeah.
LeBron left with cramps.
do you own a
You know what I'm saying? Like, think of that. Just play that out. He left for cramps. He played
when
with a
Jordan played
fever.
with the flu.
Yeah,
With
when
a
they
flu.
smoked Utah.
Yep.
Yeah.
When they smoked Utah,
right.
he had the flu.
Listen, but I got to give that really more so to Kobe. Again, this nigga tore his Achilles.
Word.
Yeah.
Word up.
Damn.
You're immobile at that point and still,
And in
did what he had
tremendous
to do.
pain. Yeah.
And listen, I hear people talk, GOAT, LeBron versus Jordan. I don't even know how LeBron passed Kobe.
No, he hasn't.
I don't get how that happened. Why
Maybe
people
if you think in terms of marketability and all the stuff that LeBron goes, yeah, okay, but like Kobe got 5 rings, man.
and he beat a rape case.
That's the ring of rings, right?
Big.
Nigga came back from a rape case, nigga.
That nobody comes back from that.
Does anybody here own a pair of LeBrons?
No,
I've never seen a pair of LeBrons.
No.
I don't.
I bet we
What
all
they
got
look like?
Jordans though.
What they look like?
And I get down with LeBron, man. He's a Laker, so I try and support and stuff like that. But nah, I'm not rocking his shoes.
I saw where this chick was saying, in terms of a little bit of a controversy, does LeBron deserve a statue outside the Staples Center?
Not yet.
No.
You
A
got
lot of people were saying, put him in Cleveland, man, but not L.A.
Yeah, he could get those in Miami actually because he got 2 rings in Miami.
But
I think you got to have at least 2 rings for the team to get that statue. But you know what? Jerry West only got one. He got that statue up there.
Well, we know.
Yeah, Jerry
That
West.
skin, the complexion for protection for the collection. Goddammit.
It needs the logo.
Right.
He's still the logo
Yeah.
until they change it. But yeah, I guess if you got one ring, you could get a statue then. You know?
Yeah, but I don't think people associate LeBron as a real, like Laker Nation, the people who bleed that purple and gold, they don't see him like, Kobe got 5, Shaq got 3, Kareem 6, Magic 5, you said West, but LeBron, he got one during the bubble.
He got to bring another one.
You think it's just 2? Don't you think it got to be at least 3?
Do you think he got 3 more seasons in him?
I mean, he's been Mr. Durable.
He's 38.
That's true, too.
I mean, Kareem played till he was 42.
That's true.
But Kareem doesn't have to run around the court. Didn't have to run around the court as much as LeBron's position, right?
Right.
As a what is he? The
Powerful.
point guard, shooting guard, point forward. Sometimes he'll play center. I mean,
Right.
this homie had him playing center in certain games. I was like, man, we need a new coach. I swear to God. But, I mean, he could go till he's 40, 41.
You think?
I mean, if he keeps himself in shape. He wants to play with his son, right? So that's another season.
That's a big ass body to maintain for that long.
Yeah.
He's big, man. That's hard on your joint.
Yeah, but again, he puts like at least $1 million into his body.
But
Yeah, but when Father Time come for you, man, they like the mafia. Nigga.
You're not wrong on that. When Father Time shows up, all right, time's up.
Like Kobe, prior to Kobe with the Achilles, he looked great.
Yep.
And then snap.
You right.
Little
So when
sciatica.
Father Time, knock on that door, man. It's time to pay up.
You owe me them knees, baby.
Come on, man.
I'll let you have these knees for 3 decades.
Yeah,
you got to give them back
Yeah,
now.
there's no warning.
Oh, man.
Oh man, he's the biggest collector.
You a fan of the WNBA?
No.
Thank you, sir.
Sorry, I
Thank you, sir. That's the New York in you.
No.
That's that New York in you.
Yeah.
Straight up honest.
Yeah.
Oh, you made a point when I saw your Instagram thing.
If they
and
could dunk.
I was dying because you made so many good points in
Well,
that post, and I know you got some flack for me.
No. But because the women want to say they should get paid as the men, otherwise it's sexist or it's chauvinistic, and it's like it's business.
Yeah.
Y'all don't put
No
the
money.
asses in the seats. Y'all don't get the TV contracts and the revenue. Y'all don't sell the merch
Yep.
on the same level as the men. And this is where I got into an argument with my podcast partner. He goes, well, you got to give the ladies time and they'll evolve. I go, listen, biologically, there's certain things we do that they just can't do. And I think they won't get paid as much as the men, not because it's chauvinistic. It's based on ability. If you generate the kind of revenue in TV contracts, merch sales, asses in the seats, then of course they should get paid as equally as the men. But you won't be able to because you lack the ability.
Right.
It's
Name me the woman that passes like magic, dominates the paint like Shaq, crosses over like AI, flies like Jordan.
well. I think there's chicks that could do. There's women that could do some of that, but
They're
I think
not
that,
women. Those aren't women.
right? But what the one thing Shaq mentioned when he talked about it was lowering the rim so that they could dunk.
But they're so prideful, they don't want to do that.
Because if they could dunk, they would probably put the asses in seats.
But do you see a woman dunking like Vince Carter or Dominique Wilkins?
At 10 feet, no.
I don't care if it's at 4 feet.
It might be at 9 feet. They could. I mean,
Biologically, you see them doing the physicalities in the air and the ferociousness. Of
I have not seen it yet.
And you won't.
Well, not at 10 feet. We won't for
Well,
sure.
you will because
they don't have a female Globetrotters.
But what about
Never.
transgenders? They let that happen, so you're gonna have some.
I don't
7
think
feet.
they're going to allow transgenders to play in the
If
WNBA.
they do, then you're gonna see that.
Maybe.
breaking the rim and,
Yep.
and everything like that. They need to be doing that, but that's not happening.
With the balls and C cup.
I don't know. I don't know.
No.
It's
I don't
like
know.
a landmine right now.
Man,
we gotta walk.
we found one right here. God, don't step right there.
Right.
And then someone's click.
Listen, I got daughters, man, so I'm all for equal opportunity and I'm all for equal pay. How I look as a father going, I wouldn't want my daughter to get equal bread, but I'm just being a realist. I just don't see them being able to physically do what the men could do, which ultimately, again, makes the men's game a better product. Not sexist. It's about the product. You have an inferior product. You know what I mean?
Well, could it be that the NBA, the WNBA is like the NBA used to be before they allowed the slams, the dunks?
No, because I still think historically, when you look at what the NBA has brought to the table, that has always been there.
Yeah.
We have always been there.
Right.
Now, yes, the game may evolve from basic chest passes and, from the black and white footage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But nonetheless, in terms of what we can do as men, that's always been there.
Yeah.
That's why I'm just saying, name me the female who plays like Michael. She don't exist. Who's the female that shoots like Steph Curry? She don't exist. It's the product, man. They coke and stepped on.
They coke and stepped on.
Oh, wow.
That's a good analogy. Okay. I'll take that analogy. The coke.
NBA is Blue Magic. Like Pepsi, that's a brand name. And they know that, even if they know me more than the owner of General Mills.
Nice.
Fair enough.
Gangster.
I like that analogy.
Would you say it's like the minor leagues to like the MLB? You know how nobody
Listen,
really knows those teams?
I don't know what your demographic is in terms of women that watch this, but if there are any women that watch this, listen, it's okay. It's okay to admit that biologically we're not the same. I think women want to be equal so bad that they just want to skip science. There's some things we do better than y'all, and vice versa.
Yeah.
There's certain things we can't do better than them. That's okay. It's okay to have that reality. Stop trying to force this shit.
That's life. It's like anything else. Some of us do some things better than others, and others do things better than we do. It's just the balance of life.
But we live in this era now of moisture where everything has to be equal. It has to be. And it's ridiculous because everything ain't going to be equal.
Yeah.
Fellas, if you in your bed with your woman and you hear some rumblings at 4 a.m. in the kitchen, you think she wants you to go, hey, baby, handle that. She wants you to get your ass up and do what men do.
Can you handle that, babe?
Right.
Tonight, you get this one tonight.
Exactly.
My sciatica, baby.
Exactly.
Listen, my sciatica's working.
Can you go ahead and
Can you help me out?
check that out, man? The bat's over there.
When it's time to breastfeed the baby, she ain't supposed to turn to you and go whip your peck out.
Oh, man.
Let's play our roles.
Wrong
man.
formula.
Let's play our roles, B. Ain't nothing wrong with it, man.
No.
It's okay, man.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. Oh man. I'm glad I'm glad we did that microdose. It's all making so much sense to me right now.
I'm like,
Hey, what you working on these days, Aries?
I'm trying to still grow my podcast, man. Spears and Steinberg, available on
That's
all
right.
social platforms, man. Slide into my DMs on Instagram, man. I'll chop it up with you, send you the links, man. It's bananas. It's Spears and Steinberg. We uncut cocaine, man.
It's the podcast platform is awesome, man. Because it gives you just another avenue, to talk about whatever the hell
It's
you
the
want.
last stage of realism.
Yeah.
Honesty.
Yeah.
Everything else comes with a you can't.
So that nothing can be misconstrued when you're right there in front and you're saying, hey, this is how I feel about something. Whereas, you post something on social media, it's a snippet to
take it however they want.
They can take it however they want.
Because sometimes comedy on a post doesn't translate.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you deliver comedy, you got to see a person's face.
Yeah.
You got to look
Hear
in their
their
eyes,
tone, yeah.
hear their tone,
Yeah.
the inflection. And when you just put it on a post and hit send, that can be often misconstrued.
For sure.
So I had to learn that the hard way. That I thought, you just say it, somebody read it, and they get it. Most people are stupid. So you got to kind of, like your parents, cut up their meat for them to eat.
Hey, it's crazy because it's the same with music, right? You might be putting out a certain message, and there'll be a a percentage of people that have come to you and say, hey, man, I got that song and the stuff you were saying here, I feel that. And, you know, like it inspired me and this and that, right? Because we used to get that with How I Could Just Kill a Man, right? We never tried to glorify any of that type of shit. We were just talking about the things we were seeing, going through, experiencing, and all that shit, right? So with so people that got that, who were living in the same circumstance, but that weren't gangbangers, they'd come and say, hey, man, that's dope. You're our voice, and this helped me get through this and that. And then we get others that were in that street life and be like, hey, man, before I go put in work, dog, I listened to that song. And then you're like,
that's not what you wanted.
That's not, yeah, you know, and you can't help that. That's just something that happens because not everybody gets it.
Right.
And that's the crazy thing about art. You're going to have your fair share of people that get it.
It's subjective.
Yeah.
I mean, you can control what you say. You can't control how people take it. You know, that's the thing. So interpretation's a motherfucker.
Interpretation is a motherfucker, no doubt. And I think that's why interviews are made up, so that an artist can come and explain their art. Like it's most especially with musicians. I don't know how it is with comedians and stuff like that, but with musicians, when you get signed to a record deal, and most especially hip hop, they're trying to get you to do all this press and promo so you can explain what your music is. Ain't that some shit that you got to explain what your music? What is How I Could Just Kill a Man mean?
Right.
Well, listen to the song and you might get it, but like because not everybody might get it, you got to go explain your art to somebody.
And even when you explain it,
they still don't get it.
Yeah.
That's not what you mean.
Right.
You're gonna tell me what I mean.
Right.
And that's the crazy thing about this game, man. In all of it, is that you could tell somebody exactly what you're saying, what you mean, and they will still try to find a way to twist it or say you meant something else. It's the craziest thing. But with hip hop, man, you know, it was always fingers pointed at us, ready to blame us for some shit. You know what I mean? So anything we talked about, like any hip hop group, it was always being scrutinized. So I think that existed for any of us that did hip hop in that.
But I love it because hip hop was, you know, the genre that was never supposed to last.
Right.
And now it's like the #1 form of music in the world.
Yep. And global.
Right.
Because it, you know, here's the thing about it, right? When we were going into some of these places, hip hop was, you know, hadn't been there that long. There had been some in these places, but it's very rare when an American hip hop group goes there and does shows way back, you know. And they didn't have their own set of like artists at that time. They were much relying on American artists to come through and bring that hip hop vibe there via a show or something like this, right? But because it's infectious and it's inspirational, you start seeing artists developing in these different regions where there were no artists before. And slowly but surely, as they're developing, now some of them have become popular within their regions. Then eventually they become stars in their regions. And now you got people doing hip hop in Germany in their first language. You got hip hop in Spain in their first language. And you got it all over the place. Japan, everywhere. And that's the power of hip hop, that it influenced people like to connect to it that much that, yeah, it started from over here, and in these different countries, they adapted it to their language and flip it. That's
I'm, you know, as a black person, just coming from the culture and knowing that that's our culture, I'm happy to see it grow like that.
Yeah.
But I'm being honest, I'm a dinosaur, man. I play NBA 2K, and when I hear them dudes from London rapping in their native tongue, I got to turn that shit off.
It's kind of hard with the
migraine headache, nigga.
Hey, let me ask you this, because you bring up something like that's real shit right there, right? Some Americans would be turned off by the accent, except for when Slick Rick did it. Slick Rick had like the slightest of it, and Dana Dane,
right? But he was such a great storyteller.
But it was so dope, right?
Yeah.
But what my point?
You don't sound like a straight Brit.
No, he doesn't. It's very slight.
Right.
But what I'm saying is this, right? Like you had like the Bee Gees and Olivia Newton-John and all these folks from like Australia and England and different places. And when they sang, you didn't hear their accent. You know what I mean?
Right.
It sounded like the way we would pronounce our English.
But also, when you know the Bee Gees, and especially I saw that great documentary on HBO about
Great
the Bee
documentary,
Gees.
yes.
You know, their influence, who they studied, was basically black music to begin with.
Right.
So they're imitating or trying to sound as close to a style that they know.
So what I'm saying is maybe some of them rappers over there.
But rap's different, man.
Maybe they could flip. Maybe they could flip the accent and like.
Shoot block one more block, and then go on the cop, cut their cop, and then all on the back, and then pop, and they say, shut the fuck up.
Oh, that was money right there.
That was close.
Headache, nigga.
Yo, man.
Oh my God!
Bobo cry over there.
Shut the fuck up, nigga. It's hard for me to digest, and I'm, love to all my people, and I'm an American. But it's hard for me to digest certain Southern niggas. Yeah. And I'm listening to the fuck out of here, man.
That's murder.
That is a headache, B.
Oh,
That's Merzic.
That's some good music, right?
Like, I'm glad the culture grow, because it's about the culture. It shows how powerful the urban and the black culture is. But, yeah, man, come on.
See, but they got their own thing now. Doesn't mean we gotta like it.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
Hats off to you, but nah.
But I fuck with what you said.
Oh. Like, nigga, who is this?
Oh, man.
Say Glock, nigga, not Glock. Glock. Wanna put more Glock in the pop. Yeah. And that's when they're going to drop. Get the fuck out of here, nigga. English.
You just say Glock.
It's the purest of English. But goddamn, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know it.
I need nigga vernacular.
Oh God. Nay. Say no. Nay. Say no. Nay.
I'll tell you no. They wrong your dough. The fuck out of here with that, man. I recently got into it with my podcast partner because we call like movies that men watch man food. So we be talking about man food movies. He had me watch this one movie, and it was basically an action movie in Britain. And I just said, listen, man, I can't buy your action with that accent. Hey, what's all here? Ole. Give me the money. Oh, fuck that cheese, mate. And then cut to niggas getting beat up. Nah, yo. They too polite over there. Can I punch you, please?
Okay, so I got something for you to watch.
Yeah.
So you can cry.
Uh-oh.
Gangs of London.
I was watching that show, Peaky Blinders.
Okay, yeah.
3 episodes, I was done.
No, you got to watch Gangs of London.
I stopped at 3 too.
Yeah, see?
I just want you to watch 1 or 2 episodes.
It's a movie or a TV series?
It's a series.
Yo, you ever watch Top Boy?
What is it?
Top Boy. It's all English gangsters, and they sound, when you did that rap,
but it's like
you sounded just like the main dude.
You don't need to see that.
Yeah, dude.
No, that's a
listen,
whole
man. We
series
come from Latinos and niggas. We, as far as hardcore go, come on, man. Fucking vatos. What's up, cuz? And I'm going to, oh, you. What's wrong with him?
It's culture shock, right?
Yeah, I can't go from lobster to fish sticks.
No, absolutely not.
I want my money. Let's go about my money. Hey, what are you bloke talking about? All right. The fuck's here, man.
That's right, isn't it?
That's right, isn't it?
I feel like if you got robbed
and
out
usually it's like a real exaggerated accent too.
Yeah,
Like
I just,
But that's natural to them though. That's like that's how they sound.
Yeah, and they mean it.
Yeah, and they mean it, but it's like I agree with like some motherfuckers you just can't understand, bro.
Come
like
on, man.
With some foods that come from Florida,
right?
And you're just like, bro, like what the fuck are you talking about, bro? Like or like the Southern dialect.
Yeah.
I could not sometimes. Like, what did you say? I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't mean to ask you 3 times in a row, bro. But slow this shit down.
Right.
Yeah,
it's tough to understand sometimes, man.
Yeah,
cram to understand.
It seems like the mumble rap has gone into a mumble conversation in certain places, like
different type of Hermans. That's it.
It's a different type of Hermans, man.
Listen, I said this on this one show, and it's like, look, hats off, Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole. I know that there are young rappers from this generation who bring it. But in terms of being able to just have them names roll off your tongue with the same ease and consistency from my era, the 90s, the golden era, I'm just like, come on, man. It's like if you put my generation of rappers up against today's generation of rappers, it's the 92 Dream Team versus Special Olympics. It's not even close.
I like that
ridiculous.
analogy even better
It's ridiculous.
than the first.
Like Jay-Z said, East Coast, home of the spitters. Niggas spit, man. Seem like now it's all about whatever that auto-tune is, that same fucking melody we hear over and over, that same cadence.
Tattoos on your face.
Come on, man. This shit.
That's it.
Niggas look like gremlins, man.
You know, there's no layers to the shit no more.
Come on, man.
Like the dynamics that golden era hip hop had in terms of production, the layers, the colors,
the talent,
the ability.
I was getting there.
Yeah.
I was getting there. And just the ability to flip, like the bars and the rhyme schemes and the cadences. I mean, it's really simplified.
Listen, man, Nas made a song called Rewind, where he raps an entire song backwards. You know how hard it is to rap forward? This nigga does a whole chorus. The story makes sense. I say to this day, any young rapper trying to get in the game, you got to listen to Notorious B.I.G.'s Niggas Bleed. The way he tells that story with that melody behind him, it feel like you watching a scene from a Scorsese movie. That shit is bananas,
visual.
man.
It's visual.
Ain't nothing like a hip hop song like that that's got a story that connects so well, and the beat it just all in one. Like we were saying, Slick Rick and his storytelling ability.
Cool G rap.
The moment I
was one of them,
feared,
too.
the moment I feared is one of the dopest storytelling joints that Slick Rick did.
Brother on a Run, Cool G rap to me was one of them when I was back. From the time the story started, you could be in the car with him the whole time. So that was one of them tracks.
Big Daddy Kane, Rakim.
Yeah.
Felt like them two dudes was almost ahead of their time.
They were.
They were.
With Cool G rap.
Oof.
Those three guys, ridiculous. And Rakim.
Goats.
The four horsemen right there. Imagine they had done a record together. Those guys. Ridiculous. Man. Yeah, it's you're hard pressed to find some shit with layers and dynamics like that these days. I mean, like you said, Kendrick and Cole, they do their thing. You know, like amongst the guys that do this shit now.
That's why there hasn't been a #1 hip hop album this year.
Yeah, there's no hip hop album that charted this year. How about that?
No hip hop album.
Could you imagine if he lived a record, a whole album with Tupac and DMX together?
What would that sound like?
Both them aggressive styles and
energy,
and oh my God,
a whole album.
Would Pac have fucked with DMX though?
I think so.
You think so?
Yes. It's like having Dominique and Jordan on the same squad.
He was very particular about who he fucked with.
X
though.
was, right?
Yeah, both of them actually.
Yeah, but both them dudes they cut from the same cloth.
Yeah.
I think that would have been like music magic, man.
Definitely. Their styles would have definitely connected for sure.
Them different cadences.
Yeah, DMX is a beast though.
Oh,
rest in peace.
Let me tell you
My man
something.
was
One
a
of my
beast.
favorite clips, I guess they was doing forget what the tour was called with Jay-Z, DMX, and that whole group.
Yeah.
But the back footage in the what you call it, whatever, the green room or whatever.
Yeah.
And them niggas is flowing freestyle. And DMX ended his rap with something about I take a straight razor, put pinstripes across your windpipe. Nigga said put pinstripes against your windpipe. Ooh!
He got lines, man.
Oh!
He had some bars, man.
Oh my God.
Hey, you know, the other thing is that his freestyle ability was crazy too. A lot of people maybe don't know that, but DMX's freestyle ability was just nuts. Because that was another thing that they highlighted from all that backstage footage was him and Jay-Z's freestyles and shit like that.
He OD'd, right? That was the cause at the end.
X?
X?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know, he had a vegetable
heart.
heart.
Yeah.
But that was, you know, after years of body abuse.
Yeah, years
Years of abuse.
of abuse, yeah.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you somebody who I don't think gets enough credit in the hip hop game as far as bars. Cannabis.
Oh, he's old school with bars, man.
I think
Cannabis was a monster.
I think he was dope, but I think his bars went over the head of many.
Yeah, they were.
But do you think that's a bad thing to him?
I think it's he. No, I don't think it's a bad thing for him because he's just being an artist and doing his art. You know what I mean? Just. I think in the lane he was in is maybe because you can do that. You can over rap the situation.
Really?
Yeah, hell yeah, you can. Like when you try to do a song with some of these new cats these days, in the early connect times, right, when the generation after us is connecting with golden era rappers, right? A lot of times we were trying to out rap them and just like not worrying about making the song dope. It's the competitive nature as a 90s rapper where I want to chop your fucking head off on your own song. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it could be a good thing and a bad thing, right? It could be, damn, he snapped on that shit and he just executed this motherfucker, but like that made the song okay.
See, from a person on the outside looking in, because listen, I'm gonna say, I ain't a rapper. I respect the art too much to ever call myself a rapper, but I can spit. I can write. That being said, because I don't know what you know, because that's what you do, I wouldn't even think there's a such thing as over rapping. I would think the whole objective, you want every bar to be fucking lava.
Yeah, see, that's our generation.
Right.
That's our generation. We look at it like that. We're like, every bar has got to be, I want to chop your fucking head off, right? But their mentality ain't that.
This generation?
Yeah, their mentality.
No, they're this generation.
It's I want to do a good song
along with high heels and handbags.
Well,
Satchels.
yeah. I mean, it depends how you look at it. But like, I don't think they're trying to take your head off. They're trying to make a good song, but they're not trying to out rap you.
No, they're trying to braid your hair.
I don't got any, man.
Put barrettes.
Just go. If I put the wig on, I'll let them braid it. You know what I'm saying? No, hey, look, that was my mentality, like for the whole shit, and I still do it down to this day. Like when I get on a track, I'm trying to make you second think your verse. Because I mean, because either you could step up to the challenge, and that'll make the song better. You know what I mean? It's trying to make the song better. When you snap on it, you want the other person to snap on it too. And if they just settle for what they settle for, then you took their head off, and that's that. But like, yeah, a lot of times some of the complex rhymes go over the heads of some of these kids these days, and they ain't hearing it. It depends who it is though.
Yeah,
it depends who it is though, because some of these cats, they have a fan base. They'll totally understand a complex rhyme flip. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean,
with
if you put
bars.
7 dummies in a room, they're gonna all get each other. They're all brilliant to each other.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This generation plays checkers. We play chess.
True that.
And ain't nothing wrong with that. Sometimes, you can't get past the shoots and ladders level.
Yeah, that's real.
He said shoots.
That's true. I mean, listen, we used to call it ABC.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you're spitting these basic ass rhyme schemes, that's ABC, man.
Everybody.
But it seemed like that's what started out in the 80s when rap was born.
Well, I mean,
I don't mean to knock it. I'm just saying that Curtis Blow type of, I went to the store and
yeah.
That was
you got to start somewhere.
Right.
Right. And that was that. And if you're rapping like that today, that's ABC shit.
Come on, man.
You can't do that.
And there's a lot of ABC motherfuckers out there.
A lot of helmet wearers out there.
Yeah.
McDonald's and balloons, baby.
True that. Yeah, man. But there are a lot of beasts out there still. It is.
But the fact that you can't name them in abundance, like I've argued with people online, and they go, "Well, you got to go and look for them. They underground." Well, when I came up, you didn't have to look for them; they was there.
Right.
We didn't have to go find you.
You had to be the best to get there.
Someone talked about you. Someone had to be word of mouth. Hey, did you hear about so and so? And then it becomes a thing. you don't have that so much anymore. I mean, you do, but
It's not the same.
it's rare.
But like Snoop said too, it was like you never wanted to sound like someone else.
No, never.
That's why I'm saying a lot of these dudes, they got that same melody, the auto tune, the cadence, the rhythm. Like, nigga, Nas didn't sound like Biggie. Biggie didn't sound like Big L. Fat Joe didn't sound like, you know what I mean? KRS-One. Snoop didn't sound like, Eminem.
You're right.
Everybody had individuality.
You know what? It's because they're trying to be safe. Like, oh, so and so got a hit with this, I could maybe get a hit with that, and it makes it like cookie cutter. That's why there ain't nothing charting.
Yeah, I don't like condom rap.
Nah, who does?
I mean, then also, the production too. A lot of producers are just saying, staying safe.
And you want to know something else, right? And it's the radio stations that perpetuate this type of shit.
Right.
Because realistically, you got a lot of music directors in place in cities that they don't know the pulse of the city. They don't know what the music of the people that actually listening to their station want to hear. They're trying to get this young demographic with this young mindless music, but most of those kids that listen to that type of shit, they're on the streaming services, Spotify, Pandora, Tidal, and all that. They're not listening to the radio stations yet. These guys go out of their way to play it to people who ain't really connecting to it, trying to get this younger demographic back onto their airwaves or listening to their airwaves. And, you got people getting rotation, and the other guys are seeing this and saying, hey, I want that same rotation. Maybe I got to make a song like that. And then when it comes to actually like these cats or whoever it is going to do a show or actually selling units, they can't sell the units and they don't sell the tickets. It's a very, a handful of them do. Like they'll actually do the numbers and stuff like that. But they got the game so fucked up right now, man. It's not surprising that hip hop is not charted this year. So, and when was the last time that it charted? Did they got that?
It feels like it's taking a step back.
It was last year.
Last year.
But they're saying that so far this year, no hip hop album has charted. None. And
that's horrible.
I don't think anyone deserves it at this point.
Hey, so Lil Boozy, I know you're up on Lil Boozy, right? He be saying some outrageous shit. Let's be 1,000. But he said something right about Coi Leray's records, right? First week that she's got all these streams and she's popping on Instagram, bunch of followers, and they all, impact on, she gets the impact on her, on her feed and all that stuff. But her first week of actual record sales, in spite of having like maybe over, multiple millions of streams, whatever, 10,000 units her first week. And he was like making a big deal out of that. Like, how come she got all this and that, and she only got 10,000 records sold on her first week, y'all? Like trying to say, like, where's the support, where's the love, and all that. And it's really that, like, all this stuff that they allow to be looked upon as a big scale ain't getting the impact that they think it is.
Yeah, because a lot of it's by bot streams. So you got, they got 1 billion streams, 10, 20% of that's bot. So maybe more in certain artists. So it's not
when
real.
you say bot, you mean like
like a
paid
robot,
for or robot
paid for actual bots. So like they're not real views. Like people figure out ways to actually. Oh man,
it's like fake profiles that go on and react to this particular.
But if people know that, then how can they seize the advantage of that?
Well, they don't monetize it the same as people. Like he was saying, like if somebody got real streams, right? When you go to do a show, you're sold out. If you had 4 billion streams, you're selling out 20,000, no problem. If you have 4 billion streams and you can't fill 5,000, they're bootleg. They're not real. So you can't monetize that. That's when they know.
There's this thing called click farms.
There you go.
Right? And certain companies use them to build up the numbers on the streams for their artists. And while, you might have 1 billion streams, it's not like it's real.
Right.
It's because you had this company.
Like fake followers on Instagram.
They have rooms. So they have rooms that are filled with devices that are tuned into that profile that run everything on that profile all day so that you get the streams up and it looks really good.
It's all for the effort to build up the artist.
Right.
Exactly.
To build up the streams on the artist, one, through revenue, two, the look. Because if you could get billions of streams over here, you might make one of the poppin' playlists too and get exposed to more people where you actually might get some real streams from.
I feel like once upon a time ago, the record companies used to use what was called music videos to help do that,
Yeah.
to build the artist.
Yeah.
Yep.
And now, there's only like a few places where those actually make sense to
Do
exist.
they even make music videos?
We were
anymore?
talking
Yeah.
about that
They
long.
do.
They do?
They do.
Where do you see
Rarely.
them?
You go
but
straight
they
to
do.
YouTube.
Well, YouTube's
do.
got a channel called Vivo, and they exist there, but they also exist on the original platform of YouTube. But like they're monetized through Vivo, and that's the licensing deal that they have with all. It's almost like the way that Apple Music licensed all the music from all the different record labels and shit like that. YouTube did the same thing in terms of video.
And who's paying for that? The videos. Who's paying?
Probably the artists, right?
Artists themselves?
No. It's a licensing deal that Vivo has with
YouTube?
all the record companies and YouTube.
No, but he's asking like,
The royalties?
no, as far as videos.
Production. Who
was
actually
making?
paid, like the record companies back in our day,
Oh.
pay for the video.
I would say that if you're with the major label still, they pay for the video. If you're an independent artist, you're paying for the label.
And that major
you're paying
label,
for the video.
they're going to charge you back for that video, by the way? They taking that
Yes.
out of profit?
The-
right?
everything that the record company pays for on your behalf is all recoupable.
Right.
None of it is for free. It's all a high percentage loan.
Right.
Before you get any of your money
You gotta
stated
get
on your
all ours
contract,
back.
your percentages and all that, you got to get them their money back first. That's the way the story goes. All right, it's that time.
It's been that time.
Yeah, I know.
We went overtime.
Went overtime.
Time for submissions. 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 Time for submissions.
Shout out to Snacks representing the LAFC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, you got a hat now?
See, we represent even in a loss, man. That's how we do. Go ahead.
All right, first one of the day. We got Laura up in here saying thanks to the band for coming out to the Wisconsin woods to put on a killer show this past weekend.
The Wisconsin Woods, that's what y'all call it. Okay. That was a good show. At first, we were like, damn, is anybody going to show up way up out here? Because it was in the woods.
Yeah. Straight
I mean, for
sticks.
real.
Straight sticks. man.
Sticks.
You know, that's where the white folks live.
Yeah. Thank you for coming out. Much
You
love.
all white about that?
She says, I've been a fan since the 90s and a daily listener since episode 30 of the podcast.
That's
Hell yeah.
Oh, much love.
Where was this?
Wisconsin.
Turtle Lake.
Cheese down.
And we got Jennifer up in here saying, pulling up to my house and seeing my baby Fiona. She loves her window. Got an iguana.
Yeah,
Yeah, what is that? It's like
That's-
a dinosaur on the window.
That's a big ass iguana right there.
I know a nigga in Detroit that'll make some shoes out of that.
He gets his exercise on, huh? All right.
There's a cat there.
What was on top?
No, there was two cats there next to it.
Yeah, I guess they grew up together.
That's some pimp shit right there.
Yep.
Put on my leather iguanas, I'm gonna get this pussy.
I see what you did.
Yeah.
We got Smokestack Mac up in here saying, Yo Bobo. All three signatures are excellent.
Oh,
That's right. The very
All
well
right.
pronounced E and a capital A right there. Capital A, rapidal stay.
Okay.
Go to
okay.
Sendog?
And so that's a good one.
Your easy ass B.O.
got a good
Look at
one.
Sendog.
Yeah,
Sendog, what
those-
the hell
yeah.
happened right there?
I don't know what that
What
that
the
is right
it
there.
got cut off, man.
Yeah,
After the-
Zendo.
The O and the G are together. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah,
He's an OG.
Sendoge.
Sendoge.
Zendo.
It's a hybrid
Yeah,
letter.
Sendoge.
An O and a J in one.
Yeah.
All right.
And we got the easy one.
Yeah, the easy one.
The easy
B-O-B-O.
You tried just rolling your R's there, boss. Just rehearse that.
Yo, Aries, can you roll your R's?
Only when I'm eating pussy.
See, that's a good practice. We try to tell Bolton.
See, Bolton can't even do that.
He can't even do that.
We got T. Lee up in here saying this is B Real's golf cart right here.
Yup. Rolling on threes, man. That would be uncomfortable, man.
And your clubs would be flying the hell off that thing.
Damn.
They bring those to get around the the car show.
That's great.
Yeah, they put hydros on theirs. That's hilarious.
That's dope.
Awesome.
I wouldn't do that. I want my shit to be smooth, man.
It does not seem comfortable
It's not. Trust.
at all.
You're going to be going to your chiropractor after that. Hey, doc, I'm crooked. Next.
And we got Flo up in here saying he's hanging out with the Blast Master.
The legendary.
Oh, man.
He's got to be on your top 3, right, Aries?
He's in the top, but not in the top 3. Not
Okay,
even in my
well,
top 5.
What?
Yeah, man, but he's in the top, though, like top 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's acceptable.
Yeah.
It's just preference then,
Yeah,
correct?
yeah.
Who's your top 3?
Jay-Z,
Okay.
Nas,
Right?
Jadakiss.
All right.
Jadakiss.
Oh, Jada's a monster.
He sure
Yes.
is.
He is.
Oh,
I don't think he gets enough of them flowers. man.
oh,
But he is a beast.
absolute beast.
Hell yeah. All right.
And we got Flo up in here saying Mika chilling with me on the porch, smoking, and we're having a little cocktail and bumping some 90s hip hop.
Oh, yeah.
Dogs like what they like, man.
Looks chilling.
We got Kayla up in here saying the first bloom of my red rose. Shout to the table.
All right.
Awesome.
So this is just fans like
Sending
are you
stuff
just-
in.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
Sending shit in, yeah. Sometimes it's torturous stuff, though, because, we're stoners.
Yeah.
Well, we'll probably run into one right now.
Oh,
Well, we got let's see here. We got Dookie up in here. I don't know if this is his video, but he sent this in saying I saw this on the train.
oh, I seen this too.
Yeah.
God damn. Oh
That
shit.
rat's violent.
Oh, man. Hell no.
Oh, he didn't.
Oh, that's
Ow,
nasty.
ow.
He didn't
Dude.
Yeah, it's
Uh-huh.
mothers to live.
Ugh.
That's crazy.
You know they're
Nice.
rodents, so they got to get up close to really sniff
Yeah,
you.
nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, man.
Sick ass.
And we got Mike 420 up in here saying about to catch some sleep tonight. Got the Chiba Chews and some RSO.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Oh, you're
You're
Sleeping
gonna
time.
really catch some sleep.
night.
I fucks with Chiba Chews, man.
Chiba Chews are good, but then you're gonna do that whole syringe. You crazy.
No, I'm saying like in general, I think their product works.
Oh no, yeah, they do.
What's the syringe for?
The syringe is RSO. That's like it'll put
It's
you-
an extract that you'll ingest and it'll knock you out. It's like instead of taking edibles and eating food, that's the oil.
It could do one of
You
two
just
things.
Put it in your mouth like
Yeah.
People put it under their tongue, put it on food.
And we put them in gel caps
Yeah,
when we
caps.
take them. But like
Same.
it could either get you like stony if you take just a little bit. If you take more than a little bit, it'll get you high. If you take more than that, put you out.
going to the moon.
You going to
That's
sleep.
the best though.
Night.
Oh man, we've had experiences with it here. Everybody at this table, we've experimented.
And it fucked with you?
Oh yeah. See this gel cap right here? That shit had me on the floor.
Really?
Like literally, I was hugging the floor because it was so cool and I was so hot.
Yeah, see.
I was like,
yeah. Tire my weed rafter and Jersey in the rafters, nigga. I'm starting to ice my knees, nigga.
Oh, believe me, I went to sleep after, but it wasn't until my wife found me right there on the floor and was like, "What the fuck?"
See, I'd be scared to get that high.
I wasn't scared. I just needed some coolness, and my floor seemed to be the coolest thing in the room at that point.
Listen, I would never accuse you of being scared. I think you the bravest nigga on the planet. I just can't do what you do.
Oh man, I didn't want to do what I did. After that, I tried to slow it down, but I did it 2 or 3 times.
Somebody said on my post when I said I was doing this, they was like, only person that I think could smoke Be Real, outsmoke Be Real is Willie Nelson.
No, not even him.
No way.
No,
fucking way.
No.
But maybe back in the
not even then.
not even. Maybe in the 80s.
Do you ever get to a point where you just go, that's enough?
Edibles. When you eat those capsules right there.
Yeah.
But
We eat
not,
those-
not
no.
one
You
of
know what?
these.
You want to know something?
Not with joints.
You know what?
No way.
Probably like on tour at the end of the night when everybody goes and we don't see him, maybe it's like, okay, I'm done. But never have I ever seen him, and I'm talking about 30 plus years, seeing him just like, all right, I can't do this anymore, guys.
Jesus.
You know
I
what?
can't do it.
You know, the only time like that maybe I don't want to smoke is if I did the RSO late. So, because it's all about timing, and this is how we learned all this, right? I took some RSO late night, like 11 o'clock, because I wanted it to help me sleep, but I didn't know the timing issue. It hit me like 3 to 4 hours later, like at 4:30 in the morning, and it woke me up. And then I was like, oh, shit, I'm high. I went to the restroom, came back, and I knocked the fuck back out. But when I woke up, I was high as hell for that whole morning till I got here to do this show. That day, I didn't smoke any weed in the morning.
That can't be fun.
I didn't smoke any
Great.
weed till I got to the table because I was so fucking high still.
And you felt good?
I felt good, but I didn't feel the need to smoke any joints because I was already high as fuck.
See, I would love
But that's because I took it late. If I had taken it like what we had learned to be the sweet spot, which is between 6 and 8, that way you're riding it all the way out. So when you wake up, you don't feel high. You're not like, it's not the party didn't, in your body didn't start late. You know what I'm saying? You wear it off proper if you take it early enough and you actually sleep it all off. But if you take it late and you wake up early, you're not going to sleep it all off. You're going to be totally fucking high for the rest. So, it's all about what time you take it. And we learned that if you're going to take a big dose like we take, it's like between 6 and 8, right? Am I wrong?
If you're trying to sleep, sure.
See, I'd be scared. I get high and do the Leonardo DiCaprio from the Wolf of Wall Street.
That would be you if you
like
took what
on
he
the
just
phone
took.
and he fall back and you doing the.
Yeah.
You can't.
That
You
could
took
happen.
that capsule, that's what would happen.
That could happen,
Sure.
yeah.
See,
Definitely.
yeah, see, nah.
But you
man.
take just a little bit. You take a drop. You don't fill the cap up. You just
Average
You know
folks
how
will-
you don't get fucked up by a grizzly bear? Don't be in
don't
the
be
woods.
around.
True that. You ain't wrong.
Don't be in the woods, baby.
Yeah.
What else you got?
That's why I stick to this shit.
It's like the playground. A drop is like a playground. We're not going to the woods.
Yeah, if you take like a little,
A drop.
like a grain of rice, you're cool. That's just enough to like, you'll feel a little
Like
something.
Japanese short grain, not basmati. 'Cause, you're dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, not
Don't
basmati.
go with that long grain.
Oh man, I was doing like 6 grains.
So let me just ask, because I've always been curious about this. So there's no such thing as you do so much weed you could actually die,
No.
right?
No, you just
No.
go to sleep.
You want to die.
You want to die, yeah.
You'll want to die, but you won't.
Yeah.
And that's from ingesting. Like weed smoking now, but you eat the right amount, you will be so high for so long. I've seen people who smoke like champions. They take edibles like that and they're done.
Well, look, if a first timer were to like try to smoke something real strong their first time and try to like, superhero chest out, cape on,
Dabbed for the first time.
they're going to have the worst anxieties
Yep.
and eventually have to sleep it off.
Right.
But that's about it.
Yeah, I don't want to.
They're gonna eat too. It's gonna be
And they're going to eat.
and that'll help bring them down, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna be like just a great experience in general because if they're not experienced at all. I remember that first time eating high and hungry. That was great.
Seems like a lot, right? Seems like a. Yeah,
Well, yeah, he's been through it though.
Oh, yeah.
He knows. But like, yeah, ingesting it, whether it's edibles or that
Just
RSO or
SHO.
or SHO, yeah, man, that yes, it'll devastate you in a different way. I've been devastated.
We all been.
It was like getting hit by Mike Tyson. I got up. I lived. I'm here.
Yeah, my 20s, man, especially when I fucked around with ecstasy. That was the shit.
Sure was.
But at 48, I'm done. I'm gonna be afraid I get that high, I sneeze and die.
You never know. You got anything else up there?
No, that seems to be it for submissions.
All right, let's open up the doors to the Insane Asylum. By the way, thank you for the submissions. Keep them coming to BeRealTVContest@gmail.com, and we will put them on. You already know this. All right, we open the doors to the Insane Asylum. So if you got any questions, comments, shout out, suggestions, we want to hear it.
Oh shit.
Yeah, this is the fans. Like,
And that's live?
Yeah, all
Oh,
live.
real time?
The whole live, yeah.
Welcome to the insane asylum.
All right, let's do this. We got Johannes up in here asking, has Aries ever been featured on a song or been asked to be featured on one?
No.
No?
No. I've had people say, comedically come do some shit like a skit or something.
Right.
But to actually, like, spit bars, nah. Like I said, man, I don't do what y'all do for real.
Would you?
I'd have to make sure my shit was tight.
Or would you ghostwrite for someone?
I think I have more success doing that.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you ever like submitted any bars to people like that you thought might be a good? You should try that, dude.
Dude, I have a clip on YouTube where I do a back and forth as Jay-Z and DMX. Dude, what I'm telling you, again, the bars.
You should submit.
I can write bars,
hey,
yo.
you should submit that to an AI artist and see what they come up with.
Oh, you know what somebody did? I did a joint where I was working on my Biggie impression, and it's far from perfect, but the lyrics was hot. So somebody took an AI and altered my voice to sound like Biggie. And when you see that clip with me doing Biggie with the lyrics, oh, dude.
Oh man, I gotta see that.
It's bananas.
I gotta see that. Word up. All right, next up.
And we got Shane B up in here saying, Aries is known to imitate a lot of hip-hop artists. I wonder if he can imitate Be Real.
Yeah, give me all the weed in all across the country and just put it in front of me so I can look like Tony Montana with the coke.
Bring it.
And then after I smoke about half that shit, I might be able to pull that off.
All right. I can't even do me, man. Let's go.
My man, you said you're from New York, right?
Yeah.
Where about?
Queens.
Are you Italian? Are you
Puerto Rican.
All right, cool. Because, I'm a diehard New Yorker myself.
Yeah.
So I thought you was Italian. I was going to break out my Tony Soprano on you.
Yeah, so just the accent.
Bring it.
Queens accent. Yeah.
I love chilling with all my fucking guys. Christopher, show. Fucking Uncle Judy Johnny fucking check. Spare for the fucking business. I talk to my kids, made an agent. It's fucking incredible.
That was beautiful.
That was fucking awesome.
That was great, man.
See all of my guys by the bottom big. Fucking get the pussy for business.
That was good, man.
Oh man,
Good.
you stay with it, man.
His impressions on
Yeah,
man.
some of the best.
Yep.
Tell me nothing. All right, next.
And we got RBZ Twitch up in here saying, working on Mad TV must have been so much fun. Can you tell us about it?
Yeah, man, it was like a college that I never went to, in real life. It was a fraternity. And, being able to comedically bounce off of each other was awesome. It's like, going to the Venice Beach and playing pickup ball. You know what I mean? Everybody bring their own type of comedic sensibility to it, and you just vibe off each other. And next thing you know, we in a jam session. Loved it, man.
Awesome.
And next up in here, we got Underground One. I'm probably going to butcher this. He's saying, Apdreado es el camino del pato también.
Was that his
Damn,
attempt
that's
at Spanish?
horrible.
Yes, bro.
Oh, goodness.
Oh my God.
That was horrible.
That was.
Oh, that was.
Man. Yo, say it again, Bolton. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Bring it.
Let me get this back up. He's saying, Apdreado es el camino del pato también.
Del Pato. It's got to mean weed, right?
Usually, I could decipher what he's saying.
Ray.
What? Rah. Help us out.
También.
Apretado
Apretado.
es el camino del pato también. What did he say? Is that what he said?
Apedreado es el camino del pato también. He kind of screwed him to spell.
Oh, okay. He set him up for failure.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, they're always
I love
messing
how
with
honest
me.
you were.
Yeah.
He was like, that's fucking terrible.
He said también.
Yeah, también.
También.
It's también.
Yeah.
También.
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 It's like saying Tom.
And then
And-
Wait,
bien.
is the dude who's talking right now, is he just butchering that? Is he
No,
trying
no,
to...
that's him.
He's
He's
trying.
trying. He's
Trying.
just awful.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's
Just
yeah.
a terrible.
I'm
We're
from
trying-
he's
Minnesota. I
butchering
can't
it.
speak
Yeah.
So the
Spanish.
person that really wrote it is saying some real Spanish shit.
Yeah.
He's
It's
trying.
just, oh, okay.
Yeah.
They're fucking with him.
Oh, okay.
Because they know he's reading it.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
También.
And we'll get more of this as it goes.
Right.
Bring it.
And we got the whole Asylum's asking if Aries Spears, if you ever mess with mushrooms.
Dude, let me tell you something. This was the one and only time I did mushrooms. I used to own the arcade games in my house. I had Mortal Kombat 3 and I had
Dope game.
NBA Jam.
Yeah.
And I remember I did some shrooms and I'm playing with Scottie Pippen and Horace Grant, the Bulls. As I was dribbling the ball up court, Scottie turned to me and he went, "Dunk it now." I got off the game. I laid in the tub, nigga, with my clothes on.
That's what Dunk It Now came down to?
He turned to me, Scottie looked at me and went, "Dunk it now." Nigga, when I tell you I laid in the tub with my clothes on, it was serious.
You dunked yourself.
Dude, and I was in the fetal position. In the tub, nigga. I said, that's
Dunk
too
it
much for me.
Dunk it now.
You didn't think about talking back?
This nigga looked at me and said, "Dunk it now." Dude, he was dribbling like this and went, "Dunk it now." Nah, yo.
I would have been confused too, man. I would have got in that tub.
So you got up and he went to the tub.
Nigga, and I laid in the fetal position on my side. Not the bed, I was in the tub.
Oh
wow.
That's wild shit right there, B.
Listen, man, the fun of drugs I'm in love with. The results is what scares me.
Right.
You know how bad I want to try coke, but it'll never happen.
Yeah.
You never even tried it.
Have you ever?
I got an addictive personality.
Oh, don't. I've already beat the addiction.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried absinthe?
What is it?
Absinthe. It's like that drink.
That weird drink.
It's a drink.
I just made them to some shit.
Like I said, the roughest shit I've ever done was ecstasy.
Yeah.
And
in the 90s?
And back, you know, like anything else, once your body get used to it, you chasing the high. So at one point, I was chasing it, and it wasn't fun no more. But that first time I did it, I pissed for 8 minutes. It felt like I was coming for 8 minutes, nigga. I was in the bathroom. You thought I was doing a porno in that motherfucker. I was like, oh!
Draining.
Oh!
Well, you know, you could drink more when you're
Lots
on
of water.
shrooms. Lots of water.
You tried abstinent, bro?
No, but we had a driver. That you know, he was our bus driver in Europe, and he was talking about because we were all asking about absinthe, and he told us a story how one day he took it. The next morning he woke up butt naked somewhere on someone's lawn, and then the story his wife told him was that they were at a party. He took the shot. Little by little, he started heating up, and you know, as he's getting drunk, he's getting hotter, and all of a sudden, he's peeling his clothes off, and he runs down the street, and they found him the next day on somebody's lawn somewhere.
I'm afraid to try it because I just finished. I got the do-it-yourself kit, and you do it with whatever liquor.
Yeah,
and it hit the 30-day mark.
Butt naked on somebody's lawn.
I haven't tried it, but I'm not.
Be careful.
Listen, man, I've always wanted to try, but I heard you have to do this with friends. Acid.
Yeah, and with the right friends.
Nah, you can do it on this podcast. We do it all the time.
I got some in my bag.
Yeah, but I got to drive.
We're shrooming right now.
So it had me thinking my SUV is an airplane. This motherfucker ain't go in the air.
No, there's like sprayable acid now.
Yeah.
Like Mentos, bro. It's like 1/10 of a tab.
But what's the coolness about acid? What does it make you do?
Feeling and effects.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But do you
yeah.
see shit like weird
Depends
shit?
how much you take.
Yeah.
But now you can really control it. You could build yourself up. Before, like when we were young, you took a full tab. That's how you started. Everybody gave you a tab. You take it.
Hey, but you
now
know-
you could break that into pieces.
They're using acid and mushrooms now, like in therapy sessions with
Oh,
people.
yeah.
You know what I mean? To treat different things like depression and anger and other
PTSD and-
PTSD and
Yep.
things like that. Because it opens up your mind.
Yep.
If you take like the micro and moderate doses, it opens you up enough to where if you have the right guidance, you know,
Yeah.
it could help you. If you want to just be in the melt, which we call, and see all the crazy, you know, the trails and the colors and the crazy, that's the melt. Then you take a little bit more. But you could even find something meaningful in the melt.
Does it help you? Has it ever helped you creatively?
Yeah, it can. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, people find things there that they normally would obviously you wouldn't normally find when you're sober and shit like this.
Open portals.
Yeah, like for instance, We Ain't Going Out Like That, the song We Ain't Going Out Like That. We rocked that verse on mushrooms on that particular album. So the recording of that is Sendog and myself totally on fry level on shrooms. Melting.
And it came out the way you wanted it?
And it came out the way we wanted it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I be trying to get in the Matrix, but I'm afraid I won't get out.
Oh, you'll get out, man. You'll have a
With
good
the right
time there.
people, it'll be a great experience. The wrong people, yeah, you'll never want to do it again.
Got to be the right people.
Got to be the right folks that you don't have any second thoughts about, right? Like, I don't know about homie over here.
Right.
If you 1,000 and they're 1,000, they don't have any hang-ups. If no one has hang-ups, it's a great
It's all about the vibe, man.
Because all the vibes bounce off each other. And you definitely feel that energy, you know what I'm saying?
Woo.
So when you're around the right people, it's great. Wrong people.
Dude, let me tell you, when I at the very beginning when I did X, me and my brother, and we were, big Mortal Kombat dudes. When I tell you we got into the zone, I mean, watching us fight each other on the game, we was Matrix shit. We hit every fucking block, every move with precision. Man, we played that motherfucker from dusk till dawn.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Be in a zone.
Oh, yeah.
Straight up zone. All right, what else you got?
All right, we got Zeke. Blessings and bong rips to all. Shout out to the bad boy Pistons. Zeke was that dude till he got hurt. Respect to OG A Spears. Party all the time sketch.
Word up. What happened to Bolton?
Need a little break.
That Spanish broke him?
Got to him.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit.
All right, next one. Black Metal Perro. Yo, Aries. You're funny AF. My favorite impersonations on Mad TV was Shaq and James Brown. You got down. Also, thanks, Cali Blaze. I went back re-up at Steezy. They did re-up. Next time, I won't give up so easily.
I told you. I knew they did, too, because that spot sells out. But they sell out quick, but they always restock, man. Shout out to Stizzy. Much love, man.
Stizzy gets busy.
Oh, they do.
Next one is from Rosa and Ricky. What up, fam?
What up?
Edwin and I are celebrating our 10-year marriage anniversary today. Thanks for the laughs. Awesome show.
Right on. Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Congratulations.
Any positive vibes to you, you already know.
Next one is me again. Hi, guys. I got thrown in the portal at work. I'm alone. Any mellow advice or funny words to redirect my portal journey? Thanks.
Bobo.
I would just say, just write it out. You know what I mean? The portal's fun. Enjoy it. Look for the good things.
But not at work, dude.
At work? I do it all the time.
Who don't?
Your work is different.
Yeah.
It feel like in another life you played a mean saxophone, nigga.
Yep.
Like the dude from The Simpsons.
I gotta say, you're probably right.
His voice.
Yeah, I would just say, baby. Just slow it down.
Smooth as a motherfucker.
Next one, please.
I like the gravel in your voice, man. You sound like you eat pistachios with the shell.
Sometimes.
Ain't nothing but a little blood, baby. You get past the inner cuts, you be all right.
Oh, man. Okay.
We got RBZ Twitch TV up in here saying, what was Aries' first impression and who influenced his comedy the most?
Oh, my first was Louis Armstrong, because my mother is a jazz and blues singer. So anytime her and my father was, I think I said this on the first Smoke Box, anytime her and my father was fucking, I knew because they would play Louis Armstrong, because they knew I wouldn't want to stay in the house listening to tomato, you say potato, let's go the whole thing on. So that was my first, you know what I mean? But influences, of course, Eddie Murphy, man. 80s Baby, Saturday Night Live. That's when Eddie was king.
Oh, yeah.
So, Eddie was probably my biggest influence.
We got Mark up in here saying LeBron goes where he can win. No loyalty, but to himself. What does the table think?
He came from the era where you actually try to go to where you could win. I think he was the first of that hit, and then Kevin Durant followed that.
Avengers, assemble. Yeah. He's a part of that era.
Yeah.
We come from that era where,
franchise
management built the team around the talent. You didn't pack a bag and go, see you later.
Yeah, the stars usually stayed there, and, some of the role players might get moved around.
Right.
These days it's different.
Like MJ said, I could never imagine calling Magic or Bird up going, let's join forces.
Yeah, and they all said the same thing.
Right.
They all wanted to beat one another.
Yes.
I guess you know what? The first dude to do it was Mark Aguirre. He went from the Dallas Mavericks to Detroit.
But you think that was what that was with him?
Yeah, because who did they trade for him? They traded Dantley, Adrian Dantley.
Right.
I can't believe that I remember this shit. But
that was a great 30 for 30.
Yes. Well, no, I watched all these games. You know what I'm saying? But you know, he was the guy in Dallas. You know what I mean? Like, he was the guy holding Dallas up at that point, Mark Aguirre.
But was Mark Aguirre ever of a superstar caliber like a Magic or a Zeke?
No, he was not. To be certain, he was not.
Right.
But he was their star. Because
Okay.
Dallas didn't really have a star player other than him.
That sounds like serial killer parenting. I know my child's a serial killer, but that's my child.
I'm just saying. But we looked at it like that. Like he was one of the first guys who was looked at upon a high level of player going from his team to go now stack up on the Detroit team. Because I mean, he was a part of the formula that allowed them to win those games. Like, they won putting that dude in with them. When they got rid of Adrian Dantley, they brought in Homie and they started winning. Well, they won more, I should say.
Yeah. Again, that was a great 30 for 30. I mean, according to Adrian Dantley, they brought him in because he wasn't a yes man to Isaiah. You know, whereas Adrian Dantley went to Isaiah's wedding.
Yeah.
Was best friends with him.
Yeah.
So he was gonna play the part.
Yeah. All that. That's a great series if you haven't seen it, 30 for 30.
That is straight man food.
Yep. Check it out.
We got Pollo Kush up in here asking, what's the potency difference between RSO and FSO?
FSO is filtered, I think. That's just a new...
No, he was actually, what do you say, potency difference?
Yep.
There shouldn't be much at all. It's just a difference on how it's extracted. Potency is just where you get what the plant started from.
There's a taste difference?
Definitely. Yeah, if regular full spectrum oil, they're probably referring to is going to be either live resin or like SHO, like live rosin. But if it's RSO, yeah, no.
I'd rather do the full spectrum,
yeah,
really.
It's not going to taste. It's not going to taste it. No, I'm just talking about. Oh wait, what was this question? Potency.
What's more potent?
Potency. They'll all be the same. Yeah, I'm too high. I got thrown off.
Yeah, I was like
all the same.
halfway in the middle.
It depends on what the plant started from. That's all. Like the potency of the plant's going to determine the potency of the product.
Right.
If you started with a low THC.
And I would imagine that most RSO and FSOs and SHOs, with the exception of yours, they might not be like premium herb that they're using.
They're not like that's
at
what
all.
That's what makes ours different. Is we use whole plant live rosin. Same stuff you're gonna dab, you're ingesting. So usually it's made from trim and stuff that you don't really want, but it works. Don't get me wrong. I won't lie. Made from trim still get you high as hell.
Quick public service announcement to all the parents out there: if you think that your kids can't get a contact high from just being there, you're wrong. I ain't smoked a motherfucking thing. You see this, and I'm getting high. I'm around it.
There it is.
It's real.
For those that don't believe, it's real.
Oh goodness.
For the real ones out there.
Yes.
Yes.
It exists, man.
What else you got?
We got JSV up in here saying, Ayo, E-Zone.
Oh, man, nah, man. I already know what to say.
Happy hump day.
Oh, I thought we was going to go a full show without one. All right.
Yeah.
Never.
Fuck your hump day, dude.
Right next.
And we got Jake Ryan up in here asking, Aries, did you and Bobby Lee get along?
You know, it's funny that you would ask that because for a minute, me and Bobby Lee had a beef, but I just literally yesterday did his podcast, Tiger Belly.
Oh, that's awesome.
So the beef has been squashed.
Congratulations.
And, we got our Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker on.
Good.
Hell yeah.
Tight.
It was a good time, man. Sake and fried chicken, baby.
Hey, that works. I would have that.
I would too.
And we got Mike up in here saying, "Yo, B, can we have Aries on the show permanently?"
Yeah, word.
I mean, we got to work out his schedule, man.
Hey, listen, man. Listen, what y'all don't understand is I thought I was doing the smoke box again, and this was going to be my third time because I tapped out the first two. I came prepared this time. Had a bottle of water, I had a wet rag, and I got an oxygen tank. I was ready.
You had all the things.
I was ready, nigga. I'm like, I'm staying in this motherfucker.
All the things. Hey, but this one was easier, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why when I came in, I said, y'all actually did me the favor.
Yeah.
Because that shit in there, boy. Woo.
That's some real shit.
And you sat behind me, didn't you? Yeah, I said, this motherfucker had me like he was Joe Pesci and Goodfellas. He was ice picking me in the back of the neck. Oh, and the high from everywhere.
With that smoke.
Oh.
But you are going to get into it.
Well, he got baptized already.
No, yeah.
He got baptized twice.
Twice. I failed both times. But
you leave like.
Well, you know, both times count as one.
Okay.
So you know what I mean?
Right.
It's all good.
You leave stinking out of a smoke box.
Oh yes, you do. Depending on what you wear. If you wear any like.
Nah, it doesn't matter what you wear. You could have hair and
No,
hair
but-
smell like weed.
But some stuff
Listen,
like
man,
wool retains more
prior
smoke.
to my
Yeah.
first time, I thought I was a smoker. And then I went into the smoke box and Lexington Steele pulled his shit out. Nah, yo.
Oh man. All right. I'll take that. Next.
We got Marbella up in here saying, "Shout out to Reverie." It's kind of random, and he's saying, "Colton, you finished that reading log yet?"
He's still working on it. Yeah, Reverie just did a new song. I don't remember what it's called, but it was for the 4th of July. I think she dropped it.
Excellent.
We got Brady B up in here saying, "Aries, what's your favorite impersonation you like to do?" Much respect.
Well, you just fucking heard it. Don't make me do it again. Otherwise, I'll get up on a fucking BQE on the expressway and compare your vision. Just talking to my sister Janice. It's very fucking bad for business.
Or, you know, there's Bill Cosby, you see? If ever I get with a Spanish woman, I make her a special drink called the Penis Colada.
Oh man, that's good.
Oh, man.
We got Hybrid up in here saying, "I asked," and he came, and he's saying, "Big up to Mad TV, great," and he's saying, "Aries Spears, you are the best."
Appreciate it, brother. Make sure you go support that podcast, man. Spears and Steinberg. Go to YouTube, Spearsberg Pod. Subscribe. Start from the beginning, too, y'all. I know it's a lot of episodes. We like 457 in, but start from the beginning for the jokes, the callbacks, the characters. It'll all make sense. Binge, baby, binge.
Yeah, man. That's right.
We got Detroit Dabber up in here saying, "Stoked to see your podcast with Bobby Lee soon. Glad you two reconnected. You're both hilarious."
Appreciate it, man. A dude reading it, that voice is creepy to me.
Right? It's creepy to us.
Serial killer is, right?
We got to live with that. How about that?
Dahmer vibes.
Yep.
Yeah, right.
You
Just want to
betcha.
take some pictures.
He could pass for
Like he
Dahmer's
hurts-
nephew.
Like he hurts
Yeah.
the innocent.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Dahmer's nephew.
We got Charlie up in here saying, "Sweet Aries, ain't been on the show in forever. Glad to see him back."
Always, man.
You didn't sound
I gotta
happy.
thank my man for that, man. I put the bat signal in the air and he meet me on the roof like Commissioner Gordon.
That's right.
Excellent.
And we got Jake up in here asking the Insane Asylum if anyone's tuning in from the gathering of the Juggalos.
The gathering of the Juggalos. Did that just happen?
Maybe it's happening right now.
Could be. Congratulations to them, man. They keep on keeping that thing moving.
That thing is like a week, I think.
It's a week-long festival.
I think they're out there for a minute.
That's crazy.
And we got Marbell back up in here saying, "Yo, B,
Yeah.
I'm still waiting on Colton to get that book from Barnes & Noble." And he's saying Barnes and Noble. And he's saying, "I read it live, and I'm still waiting on that rap battle and no DQ match."
Nice. So see, he wants to battle you there, Bolton. What's going on here?
Yeah, Boltino.
He's got to call in on the Discord, I guess.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, you ready to battle?
Are you ready? Do you got those bars up?
I always got him, B.
Bolton's got bars.
Sometimes he's got bars.
He's calling you out, Boltino.
Just bring your sax with you, baby.
Yeah, bring that saxophone.
And we got Javi G up in here saying, "Much love to the table. Miss your dope insights, B."
Well, thank you very much. I'll be gone on Friday. So you gonna miss me that day, and but I'll do what I can. Salute. Thank you.
For the record, man, I also wanted to tell you, man, I saw that documentary on Showtime. That shit was fire.
Oh, thank you, sir.
God, that shit was fire.
Much love. Thank you.
And we got Hybrid Cypher up in here saying Dolomite sketch and Aries and Earthquake skit were so funny.
Word, that's love, man. Thank you, man.
We got Todd up in here asking, remember when Bart's destroyed the set?
Sure.
Yes, we do.
Never fails. Yeah.
Dude, are you still doing the ranch shots?
I wasn't doing ranch shots before.
That was him.
That was him.
That was saxophone.
That's sax over there.
That's sax.
Yeah, old sax.
Full sack.
You still do the ranch shots?
Hell no, I didn't want to do it in the first place.
No, you know, it was based off of the game we were playing called what was the game?
Hot
Box, right?
Yeah, it was a game, man. I was trying to win.
And like it was a part of a challenge to get an extra point. And you know, no one thought he would do it, but he wanted to win. And you know,
you thought I was doing it just because?
Yeah, I thought that was
just shooting ranch on a Wednesday afternoon.
See, they would call it out. The people out there, they would start to call it out. You know, do ranch shot. Nah, man.
Fucking hates ranch.
Yeah, bro. Because for a whole year, they kept going to the chat room,
man. They're going in there, man. Take a shot, ranch shot.
Fuck your mother.
All right, what else you got?
Next up in here, we got the Vado Chris D Band saying, shout to Aries, top comedian, I think, right now. And he's saying, I'm 29, and I grew up watching you on Mad TV. Good memories. You need to come back here real soon, and blessings for the whole table.
Appreciate it, dog. You know what it is.
Where was your first gig? Like your first stand-up? Do you remember where that was?
I started when I was 14, so I came up in New York and New Jersey. But my TV debut on Def Jam with Martin, I was 16.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah.
You killed that.
Thank you, sir.
Here, I got the little ranch shot clip right here.
Shit, I think I'm starting to rethink this.
Oh, that's nasty.
All right, here we go. Okay.
Oh yeah, you did the ranch shot.
Yeah, that's why I brought it. Yeah.
See, you remember.
All right. That's still hard to watch.
Delicious.
He said delicious. Is that Ross, dude? There was.
Man.
This is the second podcast in a row where somebody fucking takes a shot of ranch here, dude.
See, I thought it was you that was into that.
I was not.
Oh.
I cringed just watching.
Man, I remember I watched that. I'm like, what are you doing? Aries, what are you doing?
I made a lot of fat man decisions.
What else do you got?
And we got the last one up is down saying favorite sketch from Mad TV was Real Motherfucking Talk.
Yeah.
He said the Snoop appearance was the best.
Him and Bishop Don Juan. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, man.
His whole suit looked like an iguana.
He has some colorful suits, man.
He was a pimp, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pimping is pimping.
Exactly.
Even his Cadillac to his Rolls Royce.
Yeah. Everything was green,
Everything was green and yellow.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Salute to Bishop. And salute to everybody that got down with us today for this show. Much love and positivity to you. Smoke that good top shelf. You already know how we do. All right. And I want to thank Aries for sitting at the table again. And he's going to come back and come back and come back.
You know, and please don't, but just allow me one more time to be the dead horse. Spears and Steinberg.
Yes, sir.
Subscribe. Hit me up on Instagram under Aries Spears. Slide in my DMs. I'll send you the links and chop it up with you.
Word up. You got any shout outs you want to give?
No, no, not really.
All right.
Big shout out to all the professional hookers out there.
Boom.
I got money. I'm coming.
Yo, Sax, what's up?
Well, you know.
Give it to him smooth, baby.
That's right, man. You can catch me on the socials, on Twitter, Eric Bobo, on IG at Eric_Bobo, Discord, Bobo's Corner, and Insane Asylum Discord server. Thanks to Aries for joining us. Big fan. And big ups to the Treehouse crew. And me and Snacks, we thank you for your support. Buddy.
Bolton.
Shout the Insane Asylum. Thank you guys so much. Shout to Ray Morning Shot Films. Shout to the Dominators. And shout to all the hookers out there on Fig.
All right.
What's up, Blaze?
Man, thanks for coming through. I almost shit myself 2 to 3 times today. That was great.
Man,
Oh, boy.
For sure. Good episode, man. Shout out to 5150s and Insane Asylum, wifey, everybody else. Much love.
He's on.
Salute to everybody who tuned in this morning. Salute to you, Aries, for coming by. Go watch the episode of High and Hungry that premiered over the weekend. It's doing great in Las Vegas with Steph Tone, featuring Smoke and Fire in Las Vegas. It's a good barbecue spot. Check out what they got. Also, don't forget to get your ticket and register for free for the pop-up, High and Hungry pop-up at Correa's Mariscos going down July 15th. We got over 15 vendors, smoking section, beer garden. It's all going to be going down, plenty of parking, and you can get in there for free. So, and there's also a VIP buy option as well.
Don't take life so serious. Take time to laugh. It's good for you. It's good for the heart, good for the soul, good for the spirit. Swallow that.